Hey you guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin. We are out on beautiful Clearlake. We're finally home and we are going to do some summer bass fishing. It is hot. We're expecting it to be 106 today. Water temps are 82 degrees and rising, but these fish are still aggressive. We've got a frog rod and a flipping stick out. It should be really fun. Let's go. This has been a really unique summer for us. We almost didn't get to fish at home. As you guys know, we started traveling in April and we have been home very little. We've been all over, from all over the US down to Mexico, all the way up to the Arctic. We didn't film all of it. Some of it was just family fun. But as a result, we've been pretty disconnected from Clearlake. We come and go, we get home, we get out, we fish a little bit, but we haven't been here like normal getting on all these patterns. So today will be really fun. This is probably the most disconnected I've ever been from my home lake. But these fish should be predictable. They should be up here in this cover. As the sun's getting up higher and it's getting hotter, they're going to pull deeper and deeper into that cover and get more predictable. So we're probably going to start off slow and pick up from there. But we're focused on a frog, that little Allen bullywaz where we're starting, and then a 1 ounce Texas, it's up there on the tip of the rod, but a 1 ounce Texas flipping rig, and a 3/4 ounce jig, also on a flipping stick. And that's all I'm throwing. Now we've got a boat full of gear if we need to adapt, but that's the pattern I want to be on today. And I don't think we're gonna have a hard time doing it. Let's see if we can catch some fish. Ooh, there's one under the frog. Here comes the 1-2 punch. It boiled, but it didn't break through. We're gonna punch it. Oh, that was almost too easy. And he swallowed it. 1 ounce weight, kinky beaver. Nice fish to start the morning. I saw one blow up back in there a second ago. Looked like it was feeding on little 1-inch minnows. That's a hard fish to get to eat the frog, because he's dialed on such a little bait. It's really hard to imitate. But if he's aggressive, you can get him. So all I'm doing is throwing up in the thick part of the tules and then walking out where it gets thinner. If you're not familiar with tules, think bulrushes, reeds, cattails. They're all very similar plants. Each one is a little bit different, but very, very similar. That guy was vicious. He blew up back in there. I threw right on top of it. He turned around and blasted it. I love when they do that. Oh, it's good to be back here. I love this lake. Another one. What makes the frog and punching such a good 1-2 combination is that as you get back in these tules, they get thicker. Very much like a grass flat or overhead cover. Sometimes the fish are on the outer edge, right on the break, or right out on the edge of that overhead. Sometimes they're sucked all the way back up in the thick part. This is going to be the same way. Sometimes they're in the back, sometimes they're on the front, and it will change throughout the day. So right now I'm frogging that front third, because if you go farther in than that, you really can't do anything with the frog. You can land it in a hole, but if they don't eat it, you come right back out. So from that front third back, I switch over to that punch rig where it'll actually get down in there and I can shake it and work it a little bit on the bottom. It's a really good 1-2 punch as these fish transition throughout the day inside here. With these fish blowing up on the little bait, I don't think they'll hit the frog, but I can definitely switch over to that punch rig, drop down through them, and hopefully get some of them to go. Oh, there she is. Got it. Another one just blew up right here. I'm gonna get back in there. It's happening. Came off. That guy was stuck in there. That one ate that jig. The bite had started to slow down. We're definitely in that transition from morning to midday. So I switched over. Black and blue jig. It's actually hematoma colored with a low blow trailer. Really bright, bold color for deep in this grass. It worked. You guys see that one blow up in the grass down there? Let's try and get him. Oh, one just blew up right here, darn it. Now, it may seem counterintuitive to be throwing a punch rig at fish that are blowing up on the surface. So let me explain. This water is only 2 to 3 feet deep. And again, the bait fish are tiny. So these fish are eating this little bait, but the bass are actually sitting on the bottom, and then they just shoot up a couple of feet and eat the bait. I can't imitate that bait effectively because even the smallest of frogs is 2 or 3 times too large. So there's no point in even trying. So I can either catch them on a frog before they're targeting the little bait, or if I see them targeting bait, I can come in with a big punch rig, something completely different, night and day, but worth eating. It comes down to the bottom, lands right in front of them. Some of them turn around and eat it, some of them let it go. But that's why we're throwing such a vastly different bait from what they're eating. Oh, he's stuck. Oh, man. Get out of there. That right there is such a prime example of why it pays to keep a cool head on the water. I flipped that jig in here, got bit, set, and he had me in something. Wouldn't come out. I pulled hard and actually broke off. So obviously he had me around something solid at the base of these toolies. Instead of throwing a fit or making a bunch of noise, of course I'm annoyed. I just lost a jig and I just lost a fish. Pick up the next rod, flip 5 or 8 feet to the left, immediately bit by a second fish. That is a fish I never would have caught if I'd stomped my feet or yelled or got upset or sat down to rig. It pays to have more than one rod rigged up, ready to go. That was a pretty cool catch. Now we're talking. That's the one we're after. Hey, bud. Hey, calm down. I know you didn't even get to fight. Look at that guy. That ate. Again, a big jig. It's a no jack flipping jig. I put a rage craw on the back of it this time. First cast. Man, that's fun. Missed it. That one ate that little Allen 3 times before he meant business, but he got it. Oh man, that's fun. Oh, this morning I felt very disconnected from this lake, but fast forward a few hours, feels good to be back home. Let's catch 1 or 2 more and then I'll really explain all this gear I'm using and we'll wrap it up. Awesome. Oh, that's good fun. All right, guys, let's get him back in the water. I'll walk you through this equipment. Like I told you in the beginning, we were coming out to frog and flip. 7.3 extra heavy X-Pride using a Corrado DC. The important part is that it's the HG. That's the 7-to-1. So a 7.3 extra heavy rod, a reel that picks up a lot of line. So you see how quickly I walk that frog. It makes it really easy to do that without wearing me out. And then that's the River to Sea Bullywa 2. That's the little Allen color, highly visible, obviously, and they get after it. Flipping, I was using a 711 extra heavy, and we're gonna link all the gear down in the video description, just like we always do. But I thought I'd walk you through it too. 3/4 ounce, no jack jig, huge hook in there. Fishing that with a Rage Craw on the back. Earlier, I was fishing hematoma color, which is black blue, with low blow. That setup there. Low blow, that bright blue color. But there at the end, I switched to molting craw with more of a June bug trailer. Then the other one's just a straight Texas rig. Again, that 711. This is a Metanium DC, but HG. So again, that 7-to-1 ratio is really what I like for this stuff. 1 ounce tungsten weight, Texas rigged. Went with a heavy hook. This is actually that owner hook. I don't even remember the name of it. Down in the video description, I'll link it for you. But that hook really gets them out of this stuff without getting bent out. As most of you know, if you've watched a lot of our content, I shy away from your standard flipping style hook, that round bend hook. I prefer a wide gap, and this hook does a good job. And then that's that kinky beaver, so you get some swim on the way down. Traditionally, I like to flip with a regular beaver. Had a ton of success with it. But for whatever reason this summer, I've just been doing better with those trailers like a Rage Craw or the kinky beaver that's swimming on its way to the bottom. I'm getting a lot more bites on bottom as opposed to on the way down. So I think they're actually having time to track it and see that thing fall as opposed to just lashing out on it. This last move that we made is probably the most important thing. So all morning, we were fishing that area with fish blowing up and popping and chasing that little bait, and we did great punching and flipping, but it was hard to get them to commit to that frog. So what I did is I came to a second area that's virtually identical in every way, except the little bait wasn't here. So I wasn't seeing any blow-ups, but lo and behold, the fish are still here. They're on the pattern, and without the little bait present, they were committing to that bigger frog, no problem. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. That's that little bell. We do 3 videos a week, and you'll be missing them if you're not getting those notifications. Guys, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.